Boogity, boogity, what's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, Retro Creep. Hold on, god damn this fucking camera system. You know what? I mean, it's like, God forbid anything fucking worked right the first time. What's up, everybody? You know, I'm home by myself. Well, not really. I got one kid in the bedroom, but... And I'm working on my small business. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stream while doing it. Kind of an impromptu creeps and crafts, if you will, if you guys remember that shit. It was a suggestion from one of you. You should do a show called Creeps and Crafts. And, I mean, I still put it in that playlist. So, ignore the lack of a hat. This is nothing formal. I'm working on my reptile haunts business. I will switch the view here in a second so you can see what I'm doing. I just more so wanted to come on and introduce the situation, if you will. And I apologize for not having any content up lately, but I'm not a fucking bum anymore. I actually have a job. Hey, what's up, Intellivision Gamer Retro Creep, the YouTuber formerly known as the Atari... What the fuck is an Atari Creep? I have no idea what that is, but I'm just going to go with it. I'm doing well, buddy. How are you doing? A member of the Creep Collective here. I have a special idea for the Creep Collective tomorrow. I just need to figure it out. Because I wasn't able to use the Friday the 13th Jason Lives commentary track that my daughter and I recorded about 2 weeks ago. It got fucking banned. It got straight banned. Not copyright strike, not this, not that. It just has a big red letter banned. All regions. So, shit. I need a cup of water. I'll be right back for my brush here. I thought about doing a listening party or a watch party with you guys. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can do it. But make it members only. Members only. So, you know, one of those get your copy of the movie ready to go kind of things. I'll decide that tonight, and I'll put up all the information for my Creep Collective pals. Because I haven't really done much for you guys aside from letting you have a few, a few videos early. And I feel awful for that. So I want to give you guys some exclusive shit. Just to make it worth your while, at least. You get your dollars worth this month. Genuinely, I do try, but I tend to fail a lot. So, excuse me one moment while I get some hot water to clean off my brush. I apologize. How's the new job going? I'll talk all about that while working. That's a good idea. I do have one thing I would like to, to talk about before that. Let me get some hot water. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Oh, my God. I'm such a failed YouTuber. All right, here we go. Here we go. Get some water here. I got some water. Fuck, where am I going to put all this stuff? You know what I'm going to do? You know what? Let me show you what we got going on here, actually. Where is... What happened to my webcam account? There we go. So right now, we're working on two things. We're working on this right here, which is kind of like a Tatooine-style sci-fi home. The opening will be here, but of course when I'm making a mold I can't have it open, so this is recessed about 3/16 of an inch. It's real jagged on the edges and everything. That's how I wanted it. Recycled materials. This is from a book that was packed. I created this dome out of paper mache using like a crystal ball thing I got from, well, it's really just a white ball that has like one of those fancy lights that change colors and shit. I just did a paper mache over it, and this is just, I cut it from foam board. The other one is that pile of skulls I've been working on for a long time. I just got a whole bunch of this on it. This is what they call Rebound 25. Brush on silicon rubber. I believe it's a platinum. No, is it a platinum? Or is it tin cure? I'm pretty sure it's platinum. I don't like tin cure. Let me put as much away as I can. Let me try to 6S the situation. And that's not new to me. I know what a 6S was all about. only have at your station what you need to do the job for right now. Right now, we're going to be creating this Tatooine style reptile hide that any fucking like Yoda, Luke Skyflopper, or any of those fucking dudes could appreciate. And hopefully, if you guys have like a little gecko or something like that, you know, your little gecko can appreciate it. So I'm going to put this down here. Let me get rid of this mold. I just did like 3 layers of silicone on that one. If using the words silicone bothers you, right now it's time to go away because I don't say silicone. Tomato, I guess. But the job, holy shit. I'm going to say the job is going 80% well. I appreciate you asking, buddy. Super fucking fun. Super fun. Quickly realizing how old I am. Not so much just because of the labor, but whom I'm working with. A lot of young people working circles around me. And there were a few times they made me feel like a fucking idiot. And I'm okay with that. I've learned 2 stations. One only because they ran out of parts for the first station I was working at. The first station I was working at, they were all like, dude, I can't believe they put you on the hardest one. I'm like, oh, gee, thanks. Gee whiz, thank you. And it's odd because it's like a beta program, this one unit we're building. It's big. It's flat. But there are some out there, so it's like, I don't know. It's not like a regular production thing. And then there's a third one that we're probably going to be working on. Hey, it's Friday the 13th. This is where I keep my sculpt stuff in my Jason head mug. And I got to tell you, it's 2 stations worth of work. It was like this giant loom of fucking wires and Molex clips and all kinds of stuff. And then you had to do a second one. And then you had to do 2 motors. And it's a little labor intensive and it takes about 10 minutes per piece. So I got it down to about 7.5, 8 at the fastest. But then I noticed my hands were starting to go. In fact, they've been numb since. It's proving that my hip is going to probably be an issue. On Thursday, somebody came up to me within the leadership and was like, the people around you have noticed that like your legs are trembling, your left leg. Is everything all right? So I explained to them about my hip issue. And they were like, well, I don't know if we can handle that. That could be a liability. I'm like, trust me, we're fine. We're fine. I'm not going to get hurt. If anything, if the leg goes out, then you guys can shoo me out the fucking door. I don't care. But as long as I'm standing, we're fine. Nothing is going to happen to it here. And I didn't hear anything on Friday about it. I really did think I was going to go in on Friday to, you're a liability, get the fuck out. And it would have just been another one of those things that, in this case, not my mental health, but my physical health, screwed up for me. And I was legit bummed out, but I went in on a Friday, we banged out the last of those units, they swapped over the line, and then I learned another process that was so much simpler. So much simpler. 2 motors with wheels, a couple of brackets, and bolt down a piece, give it to the next fuck. And I think those take me about 4 minutes at best, 5 minutes. And it's a lot of busy work. Just go. You know, you have no time to breathe. Go. But overall, I'm having a lot of fun. And it's interesting. I'm learning new stuff, but it's all the same, if that makes any sense. At all. I'm finding out that this place is one of those kind of places that constantly play gotcha. They're always looking for problems instead of, I guess, throwing accolades out there. I don't want to make it one of those things that they always focus on the bad. But all the time I'm in there, these fucking kids are like, they're like, oh my God, they're watching us. We're all gonna, you know. And I'm just like, I can't believe the workforce is gone. And I understand being worried about losing jobs. And if you don't perform, those are considerably normal and acceptable fears at an employment. And maybe it's because it's been about 4 years since I've had gainful employment. And even before that, I worked in a culture that was very, and I hate to say it like this, but very loving and accepting. It was very hippie-like, It was an artist supply company. Not Michael's or anything like that, like legit artist supply company. And they were able to pay you much better than, like a Michael's. Not to belittle anyone who works at Michael's or Joann's or whatever's out there still, Hobby Lobby. But it's mixed feelings. I don't know physically how long I can do it for. I'm giving myself 2 years to get this together. And honestly, that job is literally just for this. I mean, I got bills I got to pay and shit too. And certain things I do on the side that you guys don't really know too much about. Because I do keep shit private from you. I do keep things from you. And I do have income. It's just never enough to have fun income, if that makes sense. I'm able to take care of what I need to take care of. But I have little by way of fun income. And that's trickled into this. So I'm looking at a prize I got. We talked about the spider people here. I'm not going to open it up and everything. And how rad this small company's packaging and everything was. And it impressed me. And I'm like, you know what? Don't half-ass this. Don't just Etsy the fucking thing. Do it right. And that's what this job is all about. So it's probably been about 2 weeks since I've actually worked on my reptile stuff. So I got 3 layers of silicone. I think 2 layers of silicone on my pile of skulls, and I'm hoping to have those casted up this coming week. And I'm going to be working on this today with you guys. We might end up with the other one. If the silicone firms up enough, we'll mix some live, and I'll brush it on. I have this stuff called Thivex. A couple of drops of that will thicken this. So instead of it being like a runny situation where you just pour it into a block mold, if you will, which it will eventually become, it's more kind of like brush on it. It's like a real thick frosting, so it doesn't, you put it where you want it to go, and it just kind of stays there. And that's the best part about it. There was one more thing about the new job I really wanted to say, and I can't remember. Oh, it's the hours. It's the hours. What's up, Potion Sword Run? Oh, and who else is in here? Sorry, the laptop's a little further away than normal. I got the sun gleaming in my eyes and this shit all over my screen. Violation of detainment, of course. Of course you're in here. Thank you. The other thing that's killing me about this job are the hours. I'm not a morning person. I never have been, but I wanted this job enough to make it happen. And I do wake up at 4:30 in the morning to be there by 6:15. So I can sit down for about a half hour in the dark and quiet, drink a cup of coffee, and then I do my morning routine, whatever that may be that day. And I carry on my wayward son, go to work, and come home. I get out at 2:45, get home about 3:30-ish, 3:15. It's actually not too far away from me. I just cut across town, get on to Route 93, go north, get off 3 exits away, and it's right there, right off the exit. It's ideal. I mean, everything about it is just fucking ideal. I'm working on robots. I'm having a good time doing it. But there is a small possibility that my physicality might interrupt that. So I'm going to milk it for as much as I can. And that's it, really. That's as far as the new job is going. I'm having a real good time. I keep looking around and seeing what we in the world call greeblies or greebles, depending on who you are. I never used that phrase growing up, but as ILM became, more prolific and everything, they're the one who came up with the term while working on the original Star Wars. And greeblies and greebles are really only like little things like kit bashing. But in my case, it's more like found objects. Like, hold on one second. Oh, where the fuck did it go? All right. On the Facebook Marketplace locally, we have a free page, free in here in Melrose, whatever. And someone was giving away a JBL Bluetooth speaker that didn't charge. And I found out why. Because the fucking battery swelled up and started leaking on the inside. So I'm keeping parts from it for maybe future projects. I mean, there's more to it than just this, but this was just more readily available. And I know how much you guys love it when I get up and walk the fuck away. So I'll put that there. And that's that. So let me get back to the... Ooh, that's dry already. So what we're doing now is... I am using just plain old fucking Mod Podge. This is the... this is matte, though, I think. Water-based glue and finishing, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure this is matte. I don't remember. It doesn't even fucking say on it, does it? It's supposed to say... That's weird. It doesn't fucking say it. But either way, I'm giving this a quick coating of that. And then we're going to give it a real thick coat. And I have this stuff here called silicon gel. You guys know what silicon gel is. This is the shit that goes in those little packs. This is more grainy. And this is really good for texture. It'll absorb the Mod Podge and then bond itself to what I'm working on. And I'm trying to give this, obviously, kind of like I just made this out of the desert materials look, because it is a Tatooine inspired thing. Plus, what that will do is it'll also hide all the separation of the different pieces of, like, you know, like I have tape here. I have paper mache paper over here. So, of course, there's going to be like little... And the silicon will pick up every cunt hair of detail if you do it right. And I bought a brush-on silicone, so it's going to pick up the details. So what I'm doing is I'm brushing on a couple layers first to give it a nice thin kind of even thing. And then I'm literally just going to sprinkle it on the wet stuff and then pray. Fucking pray. And then when it dries, do it again. And do it again until I feel like it looks good. And then I'll give the whole thing a quick clear coat to seal everything, just in case there is something that my silicon just doesn't jive with. A lot of times people will use things that have sulfur in them, like sculpting materials. And then they'll put platinum, in my case silicone, on it, and the inside will never cure. And then once you do that, the piece you just made is junk, because you will never get that wet silicone off of the piece. It's just gross. And that is that. Oh my God, the chat is a bumping. The chat is a bumping. We say Greebly and Kit Bash with 3D models too. Yep, I know. Oh, I know. I do as well. I do as well. I'm 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and it's up by 5:45. So you know, I mean, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. But I'm also not used to being up that early. You evidently have been, so I'm sure it's a little easier on you. But sucks about the Part 6 video. Violation says YouTube. Such special needs sometimes. It really is. And I don't know. It is what it is. But I was saying earlier, I don't know if you know this, but my members may get a live watch party tomorrow, depending on how things go. I'm going to finalize that tonight. And what I'll do is I'll get my copy ready. So if you're listening now, get your copy of Jason Lives ready. And at some point tomorrow, I'm thinking noonish, I'll watch it here. And you guys can watch it, and we'll chat. We'll have a good time. You guys chat in the chat, and I'll chat verbally, and we'll watch the movie and watch Jason apply his craft. It's a couple days late, but you know what? Who gives a fuck? Who cares? It's all about fun and fellowship and camaraderie. And plenty of coffee. Plenty of coffee. Look at the chat. Off Grid Arcade. Thank you for coming in, man. Bart, how are you, my friend? How are you? Megantron. Really busting out them fucking videos, aren't we? Good shit. Oh, you know what? I don't think I commented on your Solar Fox video. That is one of my favorite hidden gems on the system. I absolutely love that game. And it's one of those games I'll play if I'm in the mood to play a game, but nothing that I, normally play, because it does have an interesting dynamic. You either go really fast and then slow down, or you go really slow and then speed up, and you got to avoid shit in the grids, and oh man, what a when I discovered that game, I was like, yeah, I hyper focused on it for the longest time. I'm probably garbage at it now, but I appreciate that you've been playing these games that not too many people, focus on and shit. And that's really rad. I really appreciate that. So you keep up the good work, Megatron. I really appreciate your work. Hit the like button, please. And Television Gamer says, thank you, man. Metal Torso Gaming. Metal Torso. What the fuck is up? You gotta say F words when the metal is coming in, right? Just did, Casey. Well, thank you, Megatron. I really appreciate that. Everyone's still just saying hello to each other. Yeah, it's a great game. I love Solar Fox. I have vivid memories of probably around 2012 or so playing that with my Wicco command stick, but I had the bat on it, the big long fucker, and it really was not very good for that. I like the original CX40 because it's just so up, down, left, right. It's so tight. Thanks, Creep. Yeah, you're very welcome. You know what? This might be a good opportunity to. This is going to be back here until it becomes one of yours. But we did a little video yesterday talking about the play date. Sealed in the box. And I believe Potion is still in the room. If he's not, well, either way, I want everyone to shout thank you, Potion. Thank you for donating that wonderful and fucking uber generous fucking prize, man. Still doesn't feel real. I know you guys think I'm a weirdo for saying shit like that, but when I read the message, you gotta understand, we had humble beginnings, him and I. I don't think we ever had any kind of beef. I loved his fucking. He used to have these things called the fanboy wars or something like that. I can't remember. Refresh my memory, buddy. And he did all these fucking voices and shit. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. And I remember one time I was in a fucking bad mood, and I don't remember where the conversation started, whether it was on my shit or whatever. And it mentioned the video, and I was just like, yeah, but I'll never fucking watch it. And then I remembered who it was, because I had forgotten. I just thought it was just another fucking person coming over to hate on me because of all the Amigo bullshit. Which, in a way, it kind of was. I'm also going to stipple. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing now. I'm also going to stipple, because that'll give it texture, too. It'll give it, like, this little grainy look. And I remembered who it was and what the show was. I was fairly new to them. And I'm like, you know what? I take that back. I'll watch that shit. I love that shit. And it was so great. He would even verbally say, smiley face, tears of joy. I fucking miss it, dude. I fucking miss it. Oh, man. Those were the days, weren't they? That's all right. We're not here to talk about that, though. I don't want to get too far into that conversation. I just want to make reptile hides and hang out with a bunch of my fucking friends. Well, the ladies are out. Well, one of them is here, but she's laying down in the room. I guess she's just not feeling well. I don't think it's anything crazy, but I'm gonna seal these just for shits and giggles too. They're made out of like a composite, not really a composite, more like almost like a pressed together paper mache kind of thing, like it's made out of pulp and then forced into a mold of some sort. So I don't know if this will absorb some of the silicone or not. So just for the sake of being fucking thorough, I'm going to seal this as well. But these on the side are not going to get the granules. They already have a really rad texture. I don't know if you could tell. Probably not. But it has a really rad fucking texture that I'm really digging. I might swap. Yeah, swap. I might swap over. I thought I said swatch. I had a swatch. I had a swatch watch on the wall. I had one of those big fuckers on the wall. I didn't ever wear a watch. I fucking hate wearing watches. Like Tommy Chong said in that skit, no, man, I'm not into time. Hey man, would you like to buy a watch? Oh no, thanks, man. I'm not into time. Yeah, I don't know if this will absorb it, but I might as well be thorough. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Plus, it's nice to create again. It's been a while. Last week was a pretty rough week for me. Physically, mentally. I don't know why, but my cocksucking depression kicked in real hard. And I had to tell it to go fuck itself. Multiple times. Because I have shit to do. I have been missing the streams, though, the afternoon streams that we are no longer doing as a result. I do get home early enough to where I could probably do one every now and again during the week, maybe like 1 or 2 days of the week. Somewhere close to the supper time, because my missus doesn't get out until 6 in most cases. And, the girls, they have their activities. And even if they're home, fuck it, whatever. I don't give a shit. As long as they're not loud and crazy. Sometimes they get a little loud and they get mouthy with each other. And they've picked up my filthy mouth. In all fairness, Cheryl has one too. Not quite as much as mine. But she's been known to throw a fuck or two out there. But, alright, what's going on? Bears fan Goomba! What's going on? Stugas? Let's see. Man, it says, those play dates are really cool. I've never tried one. I hope I win it. I hope I'm the winner! No, I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, man, when he messaged me, I think I completely lost my train of thought while talking about that. I don't know if he even knows how special it was to me. Because again, I don't think we've ever had bad blood. I just didn't expect it. I didn't. Not because I don't think he's a good dude or anything. I think he's a really fucking good dude. I love his little sign off, live your best life or something to that effect, and I'll meet you right there in the middle. Or go to his channel. You'll hear it. You'll hear it proper. And I really like that. It's fucking such a great positive thing to leave somebody with, Because that's the other thing that a lot of people don't think about when they're making videos, You're leaving somebody with something. And whether that's positive or negative or indifferent, it's something. And they're going to take away from it, whether or not it's up here or just down here. But they're still going to take something away from it. And then regardless of what the content of the video is, he ends it with something that fucking rad. Something I think we can all get down with. And I really like it. And I love that. I got cats from all walks of life coming to me here. There are fucking dudes I don't like. There are dudes I really do like. And people in the middle. But you're all still welcome here. I may tell you to fuck yourself once in a while, but don't ever fucking take it too seriously. Don't ever take me too seriously, guys. Serious. A lot of times my mouth just vomits words. And that's really it. It doesn't really... Sometimes it means something, but it doesn't. All right, so everyone's still saying hello to each other. Metal Torso says, you have to say Megantron in Optimus Prime voice. Ah, Megantron. Megantron. All right, you know what? I got something really interesting to say. I got a message today on Facebook from an individual who's infamous within our circles because of a certain subject that I mentioned earlier that we won't get too much into. But he was a former resident of the Massachusetts and lives in California, and he was trying a little business that kind of went to shit. And he sent me this thing that talked about, and it's nothing that we don't know about, but it was the way the lady presented it. How that games today have like arrows go here and maps and all this stuff, and they're talking about parts of the brain that just don't get developed in kids as much anymore because of the style of video game. And we're not talking about all kids. Obviously, not all kids are playing fucking video games. But they were talking about how, like, the Nintendo days, there were no maps in most cases until you got Nintendo Power. But you were forced to remember things. You were forced to memorize patterns and locations. And in some cases, long distances between, and then you shut the game off and you got to remember all that again. And there was no respawning. There was no second chance. You had however many lives you had and you were done. But how that develops certain things in the brains of children. And a lot of that's lacking today because of the style of games that kids are playing. Not that I say it's bad or anything, but it's really interesting how positively the games we grew up on, the games Megantron is playing daily, the games that you all play daily, impacted our development in a positive light when all we kept hearing was how fucking horrible video games were for the culture of the youths. We are the youth of the nation. If you can tell me who sang that song, I'll be pretty proud of you. I got some earth clay here, which we're not going to use. I use it to block off this one little section here that I knew was going to be a problem when I make a mold. Those are the little things you need to fucking, once you start making molds and shit, some people just make something, right? And then they want to make a mold of it, and they don't realize it has 100 undercuts, and that they're going to need fucking vents and all kinds of stuff, because if you have like a fingers are really big ones. Because there's nowhere for the air to go, you can never get the liquid plastic to go into those cavities. So you have to create a vent system and if you just want to make a mold of something like this, it's simple. This is a solid object. There's really nothing to it. It's a little bit of a shape. This guy here, so you can actually see what I'm talking about. You could just pour silicone over that inside of a little box and be fairly confident that you'll be able to pull it out and then create things with it. Whereas if you get something that's really complex with like a Lego thing, let's say Lego, right? You have to think about undercuts, and you have to think about this, and you have to think about vents, and where's the air going to go, and in which order, which direction am I going to pour the liquid plastic in, and I can't tell you how many hundreds of dollars of fucking materials I have wasted trying to learn all this stuff throughout the years. And though I am far from an expert, very far from it, I love passing this stuff on to you folks. I really do. I really do. And more so because I love creativity. And if I can inspire you to create something, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a stick figure using your kid's fucking crayons. If you just fucking doodled one day while watching the news. You shouldn't watch the news, but if you're going to, just take it with a grain of salt. I feel like my job on this planet is done. God gave me these things. They don't make any money for me, but if I can inspire somebody else to succeed or create something, I don't care, Make something with your kids. Grab some popsicle sticks and glue. A couple of fucking paint pens. Some acrylic pen, markers or acrylic paint from Walmart or whatever. Fuck, even go to the Dollar Tree. They got acrylic paint. Just don't get that shit that's in the taller, the goopy stuff. Get the stuff that looks more like this. That's in a bottle like this. That shit's just fine. Even from the Dollar Tree. In fact, I believe one of the brands they use is one of the brands that like all the places use. So, all right, I'm going to give the face one more quick little brush. Not quick. I'm going to give it one big gloppy brush. One big glop. Take that. And then I'm going to let this one dry. cover this seam up as best as I can while using the Mod Podge to bring things together. You know what? I don't have a lot back here. Excuse me while I paint the ass of this thing with the Mod Podge stuff. This is classic art crafts materials. And as you can see here, I mean, I'm trying to make professional product, but I'm starting with recycled materials and just basic craft stuff. This is paper mache that's going to be molded and turned into plastic. I'm going to make this one really thick because there's a lot of seams over here from the paper mache. And I don't mind the bumps and everything. I'm just going to give this fucker character. And who doesn't like fuckers with character? Who doesn't like fuckers with character? I do. I like character. I hate boring people. Unless it's not your fault, you know. If you have one of those conditions where you're just a sullen person. I'm not going to name any specific, but one of them sounds like a part of the body mixed with an item of food. I have a couple of friends that have that. I'll tell you what, it's a good time. It's a real good time. Yeah, I need to go rinse this off a little bit better. I shall return. But until then, while you're waiting for me to come back 3 minutes later, why don't you hit that link down below and donate to the Alzheimer's Association? You can win a play date. Not with me. I mean, if you'd rather do a play date with me, and I'll keep the thing. No, I'm just kidding. I'll just pass it on to the next person. But Casey, if you're still in here, buddy, I should be getting my first check this coming Wednesday, depending on, you know, my bank usually does direct deposit a few days early, and I believe we get paid on Friday. Yeah, see, that's how unmotivated by money I am. I don't even know what fucking day they're supposed to pay us. I'm supposed to know this shit, right? Money doesn't mean anything to me. I don't give a fuck. I'm the type of guy who just asks God for enough. I just need enough. Maybe a little for fun. But if Atari still has any more of those fucking sprints, you bet your ass I'm going to go get one. And if they run out by then, or if they're already out of stock, then I'm going to go find that Mantis. And I'm going to go collect. I'm going to go collect from him. I'm going to go fucking old school, like in the 90s. Baseball bats and boogeymen. Bicycle chains and shit like that. You have to say Megatron Optimus Prime's voice. Okay, I'll do that from now on if I can remember. Megatron. I'm not really good. I don't do a very good Optimus Prime. Did you hear about the government's plans to outlaw 3D printers? I didn't know that was a thing. Are you talking about here or there? Because with you, there's two different nations we're speaking about, which is fucking rad. I never thought in a million years that was going to happen. God, we've already been on here for 40 minutes. That's awesome. Alan, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming in, dude. How many fucking rad cats are in here? I got 11 people. Well, 10. I'm, as always, watching it on my other account, which I don't know if you're a fan of the Creepy Crawl or not, but I just changed a lot of things over there, just graphically, like I literally erased Atari Creep 100% today. And it wasn't intentional. But in speaking with you about it, it just crossed my mind. What I ended up using for my initial Creepy Crawl logo was the same picture of me holding the joystick, just more of a close-up. And I just wrote the words Creepy Crawl. And then the background was just a black background with words, you know, not adventurous adventures. I don't know. Because it was originally supposed to be like kind of not only a daily vlog, but more so like, you know, going out and about and doing things. And we do that over there, just not as much as I would like. In fact, I don't even vlog over there too often anymore. But, all right, you know what? While this is wet, I'm just going to start sprinkling some of this shit on it. Man, this stuff is dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. Look how much I got. I mean, it's a big fucking bag. That's a mighty big fucking bag you got there. The better the bukkake on you, son. Not bukkake on your son, but bukkake on you, son. And we're just gonna literally just do this. That's it. Sprinkle, sprinkle, abracadabra. Yeah. Now, I'm going to get a little thicker with it here in the face of it because it's just so uneven right now. I'm going to do this so I can scoop it all up afterwards. Actually, I should probably have my little vacuum over here. I should probably have my vacuum. But I'm going to spread that out amongst the wet. Spread it out amongst the wet. I don't remember when we did the pile of skulls. Did I do it at the same time? I can't remember. Probably. I probably did. So what's everybody up to this fine Saturday afternoon? Talk to me. Tell me a story. Tell me a story. Go fucking donate money to the Alzheimer's Association. Preferably using my link, but I mean, can I really get mad if you just donate direct? Probably, yeah. Because if you do it without me having record of it, I can't give you stuff. So, I got some really fun stuff coming up. But yeah, I plan on getting a Sprint this week, or at least ordering it. I fucking hate that Amazon doesn't have them, because Amazon is the free shipping, you know? I don't want to pay Atari shipping fees. What does it cost to fucking ship the Sprint? I don't know, because I haven't gotten one yet. So, but yeah, hopefully if that, hopefully they'll have some more in stock. At least I heard there was some in stock. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw in I haven't been able to catch up on any of you guys this week. I feel awful for that, because you know, I like to support my friends as much as they try to support me. And I just fucking get home at 2:40, like 3 o'clock, 3:30, and because I'm up at 4:30, I'm fucking exhausted. So I'll watch something in the background while cleaning dishes or taking a shower or something like that. But I don't get to catch you guys live because I go to bed early. I go to bed like at 9-ish. Some of you are like, I know you, Casey, you stream somewhere around 7 o'clock my time, and that's when you start. I'm pretty sure. But I'm trying to think, do I have anything cool I can show you guys that's fairly new to me? No, not really, I suppose. I'm working on I got that haunted house fucking Lego kit. I'll probably work on some of that tonight. I did almost finish this blaster I'm working on for my Mandalorian kit. Fortunately and unfortunately, and it's by my design, I will not be carrying any of the weapons when I walk to end Alzheimer's in my Mandalorian kit. But, here, hold on. You know? So it's a beefy boy. This piece here in back is actually a 3D printed EE3 blaster, which is the Empire Strikes Back version of Boba Fett's blaster. Everyone likes the one from Return of the Jedi better. Fuck that noise. The one from The Empire Strikes Back is 10 times sexier. This used to have a big long thing here. I cut it off and sanded it. It was supposed to attach to a buttstock. But I already have a long blaster that's also bulky like this. And I used just some regular PVC stuff here. And this is a recast of a tooling tool, you know, from a machine shop. I guess anyone who works in a machine shop will be savvy to what the fuck that is. But just this piece here, it's inserted inside of a PVC piece. I have the original. Actually, I have it over here. This thing. See, we were talking about making molds earlier. One of the things I did not account for was this metal ring that's here. So when I pull the thing out of the mold, it rips the silicone. So I just literally made a quick mold of it with some leftover silicone that I had. I made one casting, and it ended up in this like 3 years later. So pretty fun stuff. I love making molds. I love making molds. I love... I love using liquid plastic and just creating new things. I mean, I got shit all around me that I've made molds of. Like here's a raw figure that I had made. I've made a mold of this guy. This is Cyclops. I have a whole bunch of these left over. He gets a little jewel above his eyeball. This was a Castle Grayskull I 3D modeled. And well, it was already a model, but it was like, yeah, it looks like shit. So I reconfigured it. And then I made a big mold of this. And I have tons of these still casted up. This Franken skull. Actually, you know what? I did a whole bunch of these. And so you know exactly what that's for, huh? Intellivision Gamer. Casey said, I'm a machinist. Hopefully not The Machinist. That was a creepy fucking movie. Holy shit, he got skinny for that movie. You know what's really cool about this piece here? Actually, you know what? I'm going to go into my shop and show you. Because, and this is why I love being an artist. It's not to sell my art. What am I looking for? Etsy. That's not how you spell it. I can't see the chat right now, so guys, just bear with me here. Oh my god, I'm going to have this fucking granulated shit all over me. Alright, let's go to view my profile. And let's go to... Apparently I've been on here for 7 years. They're really proud of that. Alright, let's see. Console looks really good. Oh, the dude who bought my, well, here, let me, so you can see what I'm talking about. I love that I'm just fucking willy-nilly like this. I know it probably bugs a few people. But I genuinely don't give a fuck. I have a great time just doing random things like this in the middle of a stream. I mean, I gotta wait for this fucking Mod Podge to dry before I do the next layer anyway. So, alright, here we go. I can't see the chat, so give me a minute. But someone did buy this, finally, and they're like, dude, it looks great. But more importantly, oh, look at this Thumb Buddies. I got like 3 more in there, I think. There it is. Look at this fucking thing. Let me make sure you can see it. One of my pieces was used to build a hearse hot rod. I mean, not used to build it. It became the fucking hood ornament. I mean, he added the spark plugs and all the rest of it. But this was a metallic green, and I did use a chrome pen on all the little metal pieces, and the hair is black. But this fucking dude turned it into, yes, right, I don't have any more, so it's not going to open up to the thing. Turned it into a hood ornament for his fucking hot rod build. And that right there is worth more than any fucking money that you could offer me for anything I've ever made. Though I do like the money part of it, just not as much as most people do. But I'm a machinist, yeah. Not the, just a. I have a video about the 2600 Heavy Sixer called that. Because there's technically 2 Heavy Sixers. And I don't mean Sears versus the Atari branded one. Some of the Heavy Sixers near the end of it didn't get the thick rails, but everything else on the inside was. And it still had a 6-digit Heavy Sixer style Sunnyvale, California tagger on the bottom of it. And in some cases, some people still consider that a Heavy Sixer. So you have the Heavy Sixer, which is the one we all know, versus a Heavy Sixer. That phone hasn't rung once in 4 fucking days. And of course, now that I'm fucking streaming, I have no idea who that is. I'm going to go hang up on him. Did you hear about the government's plan to outlaw 3D printers? I already read that, didn't I? Yeah. Did you not respond to my question? Are we talking about your government or my government? Or all governments? Are we outlawing... Why? Why are you outlawing 3D printers? What the fuck kind of nonsense is that? Is it because we're creating more plastic? Yeah, violation. Why is that? Oh, man. Yeah, because you... Okay, yeah. You've asked that already, I think. Yeah. Oh, I missed that one comment. You says, good day, folks. What's the excuse by the government? Yeah, I'm curious, too, now. I'm real fucking curious. All right, let's do some more fucking Mod Podge, man. Let me give you back onto the webcam. Can it still see? Okay, sometimes it freezes up if I'm not in it. Fucking stupid. So I think what I'm going to do is, because I remember what I did last time. I mixed the Mod Podge with the silicone gel. Let me grab a cup, a shorter cup. That's exactly what I did. Oh, this isn't a shorter cup. What happened to my short cups? What the fuck ever. I don't give a shit. So this is what I'm going to do. Let me scoop some of this. No, we're going to... I think I'm going to use this black Mod Podge. And by black, I put acrylic paint in it. And I think I watered it down a little bit too. Oh, it's clumpy. That's going to be good for texture. And the reason I'm going to do this is because... Oh, shit. That's too much clump. That's too much clump. It's because I'll see where I've been able to cover. I mean, at least with this Mod Podge, once it dries, I have no idea where the Mod Podge is and where it isn't. And that way it'll help me figure out, what needs coverage, what already has coverage. And since I needed to put water in it too, that other Mod Podge bottle had water. So let's do this. Mix this up really well. Yeah, shake it up. It's now gray. Like the skin on a dying man. Night after night, we pretend it's all right. But I have grown older. You have grown colder. And nothing is very much fun anymore. Actually, everything's still fun. It's all about perspective, baby. Perspective. Do I have anything I can use as a fucking spoon? Anyone? Bueller? No, I can't use that. That has stuff in it. Can't use that. That has stuff in it. Aha! I can use this as a spoon. It's a fucking spoon. I saw Brit Floyd last week. Such a great show. I fucking love Pink Floyd. Okay, let's see. Let's go back. No, I'm asking what excuse... Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, my God. What's going on here? Did you hear about the 3D printers? Okay, why is that? What's the excuse? I'm the government? No. I was asking you if it was your government or my government, depending on who you're answering to. Let's see. Recommend Ben Heck's video. Oh, did he do a video about it? I haven't seen a Ben Heck video in forever. More than likely, 3D printers, firearms can't be traced. So it's ironic that you say that, because I did see Megatron, an advertisement for a Gatling style gun that was 3D printed. And I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck does that work? How does that work? I mean, where do you 3D print? I mean, I know people 3D print houses, believe it or not, with concrete or cement, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just curious. TBHYT won't permit me to say. I'll permit you to say it, to be honest. I see what you're saying. Give us code. Give us code. But the only question I have is, are you talking about the States or are you talking about Australia, buddy? And I'll look it up. I'll fucking say it. I don't give a shit. YouTube's already playing games, you know? I want to make this kind of thick. Like yo mama's ass. Activia. That's actually what this stuff's called. I wonder if this is the same stuff that what's-her-name sells for pooping. Janet Lee's child. Alright. Oh yeah, it's already getting gloppy. The only thing about using the silicone gel is it's made to absorb water, to absorb moisture, which is both a benefit and not so much. Is that clumpy enough for me? No, fuck that, man. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. But that's a shame. That's a shame that anyone would sit there and be like, yeah, 3D printing needs to be outlawed. Okay, wait a minute. That makes no fucking sense at all. I mean, USA then, the word. Okay. Let's see. So, I understand that machinist tools aren't as available as 3D printing tools are. But what makes the two different? You know, I mean, you can make a weapon out of anything, and I mean one that discharges a projectile. In fact, in most states, the definition of a firearm is like an object, and this isn't verbatim, is an object that propels a projectile using a gas of some sort. In this case, you know, the pressure of the bow. I gotta start working on this. It's just gonna get firm. Like my buttocks. But I don't understand what makes 3D printing, other than it's more accessible to people. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. You know what else I don't get? Why I'm using a popsicle stick to do this. When I have a ton of chip brushes that I purchased just to do stupid things like this. I don't know. Suppose I'm making a cake. Not gonna lie, I can't stand the smell of Mod Podge. I genuinely don't like it. It bothers my sinuses. My sinuses. My sinuses. Oh yeah, just clop that right on it. Get the fuck in that crevice. Yeah, you like that, don't you? I know I do. I know I do. Oh, this is already fucking looking super rad, guys. You know, once I get this one layer on and it firms up a little bit, I will obviously give you guys a better view of it. I mean, if you're here to watch me work on something, you might as well get to see the, you know, the spoils. Would this be considered the spoils? I don't know. Being able to see what it is I'm doing. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't want to get into a whole Second Amendment conversation. People get pretty heated when you talk about shit like that, but it just blows my mind at the stuff that the government tries to regulate. And it's like, what happened to fucking freedom? What happened to, you know, Ronald Reagan said it best. when he says the scariest words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." I genuinely believe that. The job isn't to fucking keep us safe. It's not to keep us safe. What the fuck? Except for from foreign, adversaries. But the idea of freedom is that you're free to do whatever the fuck you want as long as you're not infringing on anybody else's bullshit or hurting nobody deliberately, and even accidentally. I mean, if you do some stupid shit to get someone killed, then there needs to be a little bit of a consequence. Absolutely. You need to be made accountable, but when I lived in Arizona, there's a lot of loose laws out there. It's still the fucking Wild West. I got a small tooth popsicle stick just for this reason alone. I went out there in 2001, December of 2001, right when the planes first started flying again, after, a day that changed America forever. And then I moved back to Massachusetts. And I had forgotten how much this cocksucking state regulates things to the point of impossibility. And, like, something as simple as, like, a shed, right? Seriously. If you own a home in Massachusetts and you want to put a shed on the property, you need to go pay a fee to ask permission to pay for a permit to put the fucking thing on your property. And that just seems so anti-American to me. Just too much regulation, too much involvement. Once the government starts getting involved, anyone who actually believes the government should be involved in your life is wrong, 100%. I'm not even going to debate that. I will fucking die 1,000 deaths on that hill. The government is not there to be involved in your life. You are there to be in the government's life. I don't know how else to say that. To say, hey, things need to be run. You guys are in charge to do that. And you will do it as we ask. And I understand that that's what the votes are for. But the fact that people would even vote, that the government can regulate, I don't know. But safety, Chris. Safety my ass. The only time I want the government in my home is never. And I'm not an anti-government guy. I believe in a structure. I believe in government. I believe people have to physically run things. Wow. That's really turning out pretty well, actually. I may not have to do another layer. I'm not anti-government. I'm not, I'm not going to be in a fucking cabin somewhere in the middle of fucking woods. Writing my manifesto, although I would absolutely love to live in that kind of a situation. Absolutely. A little 1 or 2 room fucking cabin, a little creek, a couple of yards away, a little bit of room to grow some food, trap some things once in a while to eat it. I could live that way comfortably. I don't need cell phones. I don't need fucking TV. In fact, behind me is a living room that has a television. And I'll be 100% honest with you that I never go in that room unless I have to hang out with somebody or I got to cut through it to go into another room. The TV room is everybody else's but mine. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't care about the news. I don't care about any of that good government bullshit. And I hate the baiting that the media does on all sides. CNN, Fox, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's all fucking designed for control. And the fact that any politician on this planet can become rich by being a politician angers me. And it's not because they have more money than me, because I'm not the type of person who gets mad at someone for being rich. Like a lot of people hate Jeff Bezos. I don't hate him. I don't know anything about him. But I can't be mad at a guy who started off with a bicycle in his fucking garage and then became one of the richest human beings on the planet. Could he be doing a lot better with that money? Abso-fucking-lutely. But who am I to get mad at him for literally showing you the American dream exists in some form or another. I mean, he just happened to be at the beginning of something really, that became huge. And it's a wonder that Sears and Roebuck, and I know that's a weird twist. It's weird that Sears and Roebuck didn't do that, because they were known for a century, at least, of being the kings of what Amazon does now. But they never gripped onto the e-commerce thing in the early days, and they weren't able to grab a hold of that pie until it was too late, and now they're mostly gone. Let's see. I stay informed, Megatron says. I just wanted to do a different voice. Megatron. USA, then, the world. Oh, my God. I apologize, everyone didn't want to be bothered. No, dude, don't fucking apologize. It's a conversation. I'm cool with it, man. If it pisses off somebody else in the crowd, you know what? Fuck them. Even if I respect them, fuck them. It's just a conversation. If it really bothers you that much, there is a little X that you can click on. So never, ever, 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 with the exception of maybe one or two topics, be afraid to bring something up. Because I like that. I like the conversation. I like the conversation. It can be about games, toys, working on something like this. God damn it, I love the texture. I think I got the ratio perfect. So don't ever be afraid to bring up a topic. If it's something that I can't speak upon or don't wish to, I'll let you know. But that box that you guys are typing in down below, that's your space. That's where you guys do your thing. If you want to talk about 3D printing firearms and government, by all means, go right ahead. I don't care. I'm with you, Creep. Down with the seat belts. You know what? It's funny that you said that, because I am an avid seatbelt wearer. I have been even before laws. But fuck the government for forcing you to do it. Fuck the government for forcing you to do it. Same with helmet law. Same with helmet law with bikers. I think it's important to wear a helmet when riding a bike. And I'm talking about bikes of all. I originally was talking about like a motorcycle. But fuck the government for forcing you to do it and then punishing you financially for not doing it. That's my point of view. I don't mind them being there. I mean, we have to have people taking control of this stuff. Abso-fucking-lutely. But don't tell me because I want to choose not to wear a fucking helmet while riding my motorcycle like a fucking idiot that you have the right to come stop me in the middle of my day to give me a fucking ticket or take my bike. Fuck that. That's the part that angers me. That's the part that angers me. Fuck you and your laws on stupid shit like that. But I wear my seatbelt, absolutely, because I've eaten a windshield before. I know what it's like to get my face pressed against one of those at a high rate of speed. And I'll tell you what, I never want it to happen ever again. Bears Fan Guma says, I barely watch TV. I watch more YouTube. I watch pretty much all YouTube. Not for my information, but for my entertainment. Absolutely. Megatron says, or Transformers, Creep. We could have lots of conversations about Transformers, especially Megatron. Absolutely. I love fucking Megatron. Brady, go! What's going on, man? Thanks for popping in, man. Bears Fan Guma says, on both sides. You know? Both sides of the spectrum have great points. Both sides of the spectrum have douchebaggy points. And both sides of the spectrum have stupid points. It's about the balance of it. And if you were to put me into a political box, I would be considered not even necessarily an independent, but more of a moderate. I'm tight-roping the fence. And, just to make it simple, if the left has an idea I agree with, I will believe in that. And if the right has an idea I agree with, I will believe in that as well. But I'm not steadfast, and I think that's another problem a lot of people have now, is they're so steadfast on their political party more so than the topics at hand. And a good point of that is, and let's not get into a specific discussion about who we like and we don't like. Can we just avoid that? But I'm going to bring this point up because there was talks on one side about no tax on tips for a while. And then when somebody else was saying it, the other side hated it. But then they pushed it. It was like, it's so weird how it always, I see the same arguments flipping back and forth. You know, 1 minute they're for this, but now that this group is, and I think it's calculated, I really do. I think it's calculated to make us fucking dizzy. And dizzy, a lot of us are. But if you really pay attention, and it's not hard to, a lot of these talking points literally go back and forth between the parties, you know? Makes no sense to me. And people play along. And that's where you get shit like CNN. That's when you get MSNBC. And that's when you get fucking Fox News. And I can't think of another conservative station. The only reason I really know is, CNN and MSNBC is because my lady politically, though she is conservative in mind as far as like being modest and stuff personally, she is I would say left. She's a Democrat. She votes Democrat, and that's fine. She gets a little wrapped up too much in the talking points sometimes. She's a member of the Universalist Unitarian Church, which is a very hardcore left group. She doesn't believe in a lot of their stuff. She thinks they can be a little fucking retarded about things. A little extreme. Maybe that's a better word for it. A little more extreme. And she comes home going, I can't believe the shit that they were saying. But she does tend to lean more so on the left of things. And so I see a lot of that kind of thing. And I have a lot of friends, local and not local, that are very right-wing. And I hear them arguing. And then I see the memes. Of course, I see the memes. And I can't tell you how many times in the last, say, fucking since 2016, actually, I've seen a conservative meme, and I've been like, wait a minute. Didn't you guys like that before? Is it because the left side doesn't like it now? You get what I'm saying. I don't fucking know. I would think that if both sides start talking about the same thing, that it should be more of a, oh, so you agree on this too. But instead, it just flip-flops, you know? Who's going to be champion for this today, and who's going to champion this tomorrow? I don't know. It's fucking stupid. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build reptile hides. And I'm going to worry about me. And if anybody wants to be fearful of whatever, that's on you. I don't care. Because all these fucking things that people complain about has never affected me once. Government shutdowns never affect. Actually, that's not true. I couldn't get an interview one day. I went to an interview, and this is years and years and years ago. I can't remember. I think Obama was still president. And I did the interview, and the guy's like, "Well, I can't fucking hire you anyway because there's a government shutdown right now, so I can't do a background check." So, and by the time everything was back to normal, I had already gained employment. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I stay in my little lane. I try not to fucking hurt people. That sounded a little weird. That sounded a little, I try not to get involved in too many people's shit. And just stay in my lane, until I'm invited to hang out in somebody else's lane. And then, whatever happens, happens. I respect everybody's opinion, unless, of course, it's something extremely stupid. Everyone's all up in arms about IDs. I think it's important to have an ID. I think it's important to identify yourself when you're doing certain things that are as important as voting. Not for any reason other than I just think it's important. It has nothing to do with a political party. It has nothing to do with talking points. I just think it's important because it eliminates fraud. If Miss Jones shows up, we need to know it's Miss Jones. Here you go. Here's your little ticket. Go hide in the booth and pick the people you like. Not because I follow a party. I just find that to be the logical fucking thing. If you disagree with it, that's awesome. According to my belief systems, I think it's wrong, but I'm not going to fucking scold you for it. Because you evidently probably have your talking points that maybe I'm not even thinking about. And hence, that's the whole point of Discord. And there's two very, very distinct people. Again, I don't want to hear your opinion on whether you like these two or not. We're not talking about that specifically. But two very distinct people from different point of views and different walks of life that had the exact same message. For the most part. I understand there are nuances. It's Martin Luther King and Charlie Kirk. They wanted discourse. They wanted an open discourse. And open discourse is not a thing anymore. It's not. You either agree with me or you're a piece of shit. That's how everyone looks at it, man. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. You know? You can disagree fucking radly. Unless, of course, someone is actually going to be hurt or killed or something like that. Or persecuted. You know, then I think there's times when you can say, no, that's absolutely wrong, regardless of what your point of view is. Okay, let me catch up on this. I apologize. We already did that. You don't need to. Happy little clouds. Absolutely, my friend. Potion says, I'm with you, Creep. Down with the seatbelts. We already did down with the sickness. A little Kaczynski Lodge. Absolutely, man. See, whenever I post something like that on like Facebook, and I'll find a little picture of a real pretty, like, little humble home in the middle of the woods with a creek or something like that, the first thing people say is, oh, so you can write your manifesto? No, dude, I want to go there to not be part of that. To not be part of anything related to that. Has nothing to do with anything, but I just like the peace of the woods. I love the peace. Again, if you go to my other channel, there's this place I frequent called the Virginia Woods. It used to be a town called Haywardville, but it's all just woods and like little hints that there was something there. Like there's a fireplace, there's a bridge, and there's a couple of wall rock structures. And like the town was a small industry town. I don't know what they built, but there was a giant wheel running their machines because they didn't have the electricity or whatever back then. And you could see where the wheel was and where it anchored, the axle, but like the wheel's gone. And they have put like benches where like the waterfall and all that would have come down. And right now I bet you it's flowing because we just melted all of our snow and got some rain this week. I could literally sit in that bench quiet for all day. And whenever me and the missus go for a hike there, she dreads that bench because I can just sit there quietly and do nothing. And do absolutely nothing but just absorb. Absorb. And there is a scientific fact that says if you're feeling blue or down, find a body of water. Whether it's a local pond or the ocean near your house or something like that. Because there's something still pre-wired in our primordial brains that needs to seek water, because water is an essential part of living. You use it to clean, to eat, to drink, to hydrate, to wash, all kinds of stuff. It's also used for, again, in industry, to move cogs and stuff like that. Water is a very powerful being. I consider water a being. And if you find it, supposedly your brain gets the endorphins or dopamine or whatever, and it's excited to find it because it's an essential part. I mean, we're mostly water, right? A good part of it. The whole planet is pretty much fucking water with a few rocks that we walk around on and fight about. Oh, I don't know. See, I'm just here cleaning in the background, throwing my less than 2 cents in there. Yeah, you're rad, man. You're rad. I barely watch TV. I watch more YouTube. All right, I'm caught up. All right. Oh, shit. I'm like really caught up. Hey, man, I got to head out. Bears fan says he'll catch you later. I hopefully caught you in time. Thanks for coming in, man. Cool looking reptile hide. I really appreciate that as well. I think that's as far as I'm going to go with this one today. Let me just smooth it out, you know? Let me just smooth a few parts out by stippling. And if oh, you know what? The back needs a little more. I can see tape. And that's my goal. I don't want to see what's underneath it. I want to give it nothing but this kind of stone. Not really stone, but, like you took a bunch of sand and mixed it with water and created like I guess, an adobe style? Would that be adobe? Very Spanish-like. And that's the other thing, I work with pretty much almost every kind of culture you can think of. And that's awesome because I get into that break room and it just smells wonderful. So many different foods, so many different cultures, so many different ideas and beliefs. And though I'm steadfast on my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, it's really good to hear belief systems from other people because a lot of it's universal. But a lot of it ties into each other in a way that you just don't think, People from different regions think differently because of whatever is from that place and the experiences of that place. Going back multiple generations, obviously, longer than our families have been around. And it fascinates me how many different, I don't want to say cultures, I keep saying that, how many different styles of being there are on this planet. And at the same time, we're all the fucking same. We really are all the same. If I cut every one of you open right now, spilt out your guts, they would all look the same. But up here is unique to each and every one of you. And that's the beauty of shit like YouTube. I'm over here making reptile hides and stuff. You guys are doing your thing. Whether it be cleaning or listening while at work or doing your errands, driving around, or maybe you're playing ball with your kid, or maybe you're, I don't know, snapping the bean. I don't know what you're all doing. I can't see you. But I'm here making this. And you're here experiencing that. You're not doing this because maybe you're not into doing this. But you're probably out doing something that I'm not into. And, I don't know. It's just, I think it's beautiful. I think it's awesome. I'm not a hippie or anything. And you can tell that by the way I talk sometimes. But people just need to fucking chill out, man. As different as we are, we're all the fucking same. It's crazy. It's good to have dialogue. It's good to have different point of views, and it's definitely good to have arguments. Arguments are a very essential point of being. Not to win. If you go into an argument looking to win, then you've already lost. If you go into an argument or a discussion, it doesn't have to be an argument per se, to hopefully learn, whether you agree or not. I mean, you never know. I mean, here's something you don't hear too often. I never thought of that. I don't agree with it wholly, but there's something to be said there. And in that case, people can just take what they need to from it and expand their own experience. And again, that just doesn't happen anymore. You're wrong. So I'm going to call you a bunch of insults and not have a conversation about it. That's what happens now. And I'm fucking as guilty as everybody else of that. I am far from fucking, innocent when it comes to that. Like somebody, you know what? I very rarely argue politics on Facebook anymore. But somebody had left a comment on a post that my girl did that was pro-life. Now, I'm not going to tell you my point of view on that because the fuck do you care to know? But the guy said something like, it's funny how the pro-lifers only want babies to stay alive so that they can die in situations like what's going on now. And I'm assuming they're talking about what's going over in Iran and all that. I just thought that was the fucking most stupidest point. I read it so many times trying to make a logical connection to the two. And I had to respond. And part of my response was the video of that dude going, everything you said there was a rambling whatever. We are all stupider now for having listened to it. That guy. I don't remember what movie it was from. But I had that clip on my phone for some reason. Probably for moments like that. Now I'm just using regular Mod Podge to seal the white things. But this whole thing is going to get a crystal clear on top of it afterwards. YouTube is all I watch. Looking good, Creep. Appreciate it. You guys expect to hear fucking the Creep's philosophy on life today? I'm creating things, man. It goes hand in hand, I suppose. All right, I'm going to put this one aside and maybe we'll pour some silicone. You want to pour some silicone? I think you do. This is what I need to do. I need to get my coffee, which I'm consuming orally, away from all of this shit. Mod Podge, yes, it is non-toxic. But I don't know how fucking non-toxic the silicone gel is. I'm just going to say it's very. But, I mean, remove what I don't need for now. Let me get rid of this. This I'm actually going to throw away. That was too cloppy for my own liking. I'm going to put this spoon that I just found in there for next time. I bet you everyone's fucking laughed after I went on that little rant. Oh, no, there's still 8 people in here. Nice, thank you. Now that the douchebags are gone. I kid. All right. Let me go clean this off real quick, and then we'll pour up some silicone. I got to brush this off, too, so let me get my sharps out of the way. And what I'm going to do is one of the things that a lot of people like to do, actually, you know what? I'm just going to put the rest of this on here. Is they like to keep a little of the material that needs to solidify around. They call that the control piece or something like that. Basically, it tells you, the witness. It's called the witness piece. And that tells you when your item is dry, because this is dry, or cured, depending on how you want to look at it, instead of touching the piece itself. Guys, I'm fucking excited, man. I hope this becomes an actual business. I've literally, for Christmas I got a couple of Amazon cards, and I've gotten a few bucks here and there for a few things, and I've literally put all those little, and it sounds weird, I don't have any fun money, so I've been using like the littlest scraps to make this happen. And I know when it pays off, it's just going to be a fun thing looking back at, saying, I literally had no money. I started off in a 2-bedroom apartment on the dining room table. And I am excited for that day. Just me, a shop, maybe 2 or 3 fucking employees. Give back to the community that I work in. If I have a shop here in my hometown, absolutely I will give to the community. I'll be a good boss, too. I'll be a really good boss to my people. You take care of me, I will absolutely take care of you. Don't come here being a douchebag. If you don't want to do this, then I don't want you here. But if you come in and give me 100% every day, that you can give 100%, I understand that there are days where 100% is not in the cards. As long as you're loyal and you take care of business with me and you help me grow, I absolutely will let them grow as well. Because if I have a couple people working for me, I want it for a long time. Unless, of course, they go off to do their own thing. Maybe I'll help him out with that, you know? Nobody's helping me with this. But I don't expect anybody to. But if I have it, I'll help. Wow, this is turning out way better than I thought it was. I thought this was just going to be one of those quick jobs. That was just going to kind of be like, yeah, that's cool. No, man, this is fucking great. And then what I'll do after this is I'll hit it with Mod Podge one more time after everything's completely dry. And then hit it with a clear coat. And then we will make a mold of it. I will probably put a barrier around here and just pour on there so it builds up down here, and then I'll do the brush on, which is what we're going to do here in a minute. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to get this out of the way. I'm going to get a brush to clean up all. I still have that little granules everywhere. I apologize. The sun is starting to set, and it's interfering with the camera. There we go. There we go. I do need to keep this around somewhere so I can keep an eye on it. Let me put it over here. Let me reset my stuff. But first, we clean. Because that is the number one thing for safety. I'll be right back. Clean this shit. You know what I just realized? You guys can read the Irish sports page over here. I even got some on the computer. If you're not familiar with what the Irish sports page is, it's the obituaries. Honestly, I don't know what it is about us Irish cats. My brother, first page he goes to, the obituaries. My father did the same thing. My other brother, because you never know when somebody you know is going to die so you can talk about it. I'm not like that. I don't give a shit. I mean, I do give a shit, you know. All right, what are we going to play with next? We're going to play with this. So this product here, M. Ray, what's going on? Thanks for coming in. How are you? Hello, hello. Called Rebound 25. It's a platinum cure silicone. Cures technically in about 4 or 5 hours. Depends on the temperature of your house and all kinds of stuff. After I do this one layer, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. And then what I got to do is I got to make what they call a jacket mold. And I'll show you what that's all about here in a second, as soon as I get my stuff back. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, volume and weight. So I have my little crack scale here with a piece of plastic wrap over the top of it, so I don't get it all mucked up. And I already have a cup out. I got big popsicle sticks from the Dollar Tree. Doesn't have to be fucking fancy. What else? Oh, you know what else I need? I need the item I'm going to put the silicone on top of. So I put this away just as we started streaming. I'm curious to see if it's... That's hard. Sorry. 51-year-old me just came out. Fuck. I might be able to make the jacket mold tonight. So what the jacket mold is because when I flip this over, look at it like a bowl that has the shape inside of it, right? Underneath all this rubber is the object that I created. And I'm covering it with this rubber so I can reproduce it over and over again. Silicone will only stick to silicone. So that's pretty cool because it won't stick to the object underneath it. But the way I'm going to cast these up is called a slush casting, where you mix up a little bit of the plastic, not too much, but and you pour it into the mold like a bowl, and then you have to hold the mold. Here, hold on. Let's do this. Let me grab something that you can see. Hold on. Fucking visual aids, man. So here is a silicone mold, same exact product. What the fuck just fell out of there? I don't know. So underneath this plaster bandage, and that's all that is plaster bandage, is Dollar Tree clamps. You don't need to be rich to do this shit, guys. Is another mold, right? But as you can see, it's all flappy like my grandmother's titties. So it needs some rigidity in order for me to pour the liquid in there and go like this. Because what's going to happen is because it's not solid, it could firm up like this, with a little bit of a dent. It could shift. If you notice, I do have a little bit of an opening so I can boom and pull the thing out. So what you do is you create the jacket over it to give it some rigidity. Plus, it helps you hold it, and then you make it a little bit flat, so it'll stay where you need it to stay. So you just take the thing. I'm just going to kind of half-ass it. This is not the greatest jacket mold. In fact, I'm going to remold this here. You know what's great about silicone? You can keep these and cut them up into little pieces. And if you make what they call a block mold, where you just glue something down, you put a box around it and just pour a ton of, so you have this something more like this, which my Necronomicons. Now I just use it to mix epoxies on the bottom. But if you don't have enough silicone, you can chop up a bunch of this and put it in there, and it'll pick up the volume, and it will bond to it. So if you're ever working with silicone, unless you have something like this on it, don't use that. But I can actually use this, chop it up, and make it better. Let me put it in proper. There are registration keys in the rubber so that the jacket will go on perfect. Here's the other half. So you have the mold, you have the jacket, and I'll clamp it just for now. Boop. Boop. You know who's really good to watch make things like this? There's a company called Jack of the Dust. He's known for making a lot of like skull things, skull tree stumps and skull Darth Mauls and stuff like that. So now I have the jacket and the silicone, and you pour in the plastic, and you literally just do this. You spin it. You don't do it too much. I've learned that you only do like a half at a time, because what happens is when you go like this, it just starts to drip out, and you can see like there's a little bit of a drip out here. And the plastic that I'm going to use for it is when it cures, it's a thermal process, and it gets fucking hot. I'd be mixing it in the cup, and I'll start talking to somebody and forget that I'm mixing it, and the whole cup will just get fucking excruciatingly hot. It's insane. So try not to pour it onto your arms, or if you're going to do that, get those big mitts that Mom used to clean the fucking oven with back in the day. But you do that and do it in thin layers. It takes 3 or 4 layers to create one of these, and this is what comes out of that mold. And this is a finished painted product. I'm not painting them all. I will obviously do some. But to keep the cost down, it's more of a DIY thing. You make it look like how you want it to look in your pet's habitat. But for a small premium, of course, I will paint them. Or what more likely what I'll do is I will paint a handful of them and then make those individually available. Like this one's just going to be my own. This is the very first one I completed. And I'm going to hang on to this guy. I don't know. If someone wants it, maybe I'll give it to him. But most likely it's going to be that. I only painted this one so you could see what it could look like. You could paint it with tie-dye kind of shit. You can paint it any color you want. I mean, it's really up to you and your fucking imagination. So, going back to what we're about to cover with more stuff, it's like a bowl. So, I need to get it rigid. And I got some plaster bandages there. And it's literally just, plaster bandages. You just put it on there, let it cure. And luckily for me, this one doesn't need the clamps because it's just going to be a bowl. And as you see, I have a wall here that I created. And all that's filled with silicone. And then, of course, this is brushed on. You'll see me doing that here in a minute. It's just a little turntable thing. A little lazy Susan, I suppose. And, fuck, I got to brush this off. Where's my brush? Got a little of those little granules on it. Oh, man, getting this far and then it just doesn't cure. And that way the bowls are all fucking floppy when I'm slushing the silicone. So I'm going to do one more layer of silicone. This is probably better if I use air. But I don't have air, so the brush is going to have to do. Fuck, I got shit all around me right now. Got women to the left of me, yeah, yeah. I got women to the right of me, yeah, yeah. I got tits all around me, but I ain't got you. What movie's that from? But I ain't got you. It's one of my favorite comedians of all time. Not because I think it was any good. I mean, he was funny. But he just would not fly today. I can tell you that. Alright, so let me get this out of the way just for a moment. And even though this is not how I had it set up earlier, I will let you see what I'm doing here. Bippity bam. So I'll turn the scale on. And because that's on there, it'll tear it right to 0. Now, if you're going to use stuff like this, please use gloves. I don't have any gloves. Looks like orange sherbet. What's up, Howard? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming in, man. It does. It looks like sherbet. Absolutely it does. It's actually the exact color of sherbet. Fuck, now I want some sherbet. I'm going to mix it. It's a 2-part situation. Equal amount, whether you do it by weight or volume. Whether you look at the 2 cups, which is what I've done forever. I just recently was able to get the scale. Again, on the Melrose Free group. My lady actually picked it up, and I'm like, fuck, how did you beat me to that? And I'm like, did you have a use for it? And she's like, well, I'm like, because I was going to do it for this, and she just gave it to me. But yes, Dice Clay, but what was the movie? What was the movie? I mean, now it's an easy thing to figure out. But I ain't got you. Back from the dead. What's going on, my friend? Unfortunately, a lot of comedians wouldn't fly today. So many. You know what? I used to think that way too, unfortunately, and I do agree with that. But you know what? That's what makes the 80s and the 70s and even into the 90s so special to us. Because if you think about it, we were a lot freer back then. Are we free now? Nope. Cadillac something? No. But you're on the right track. Nabad. Got my haircut. Thinking about painting the Destroyer body. Nice, man. Send me a picture. Ford Fairlane. That's it. Ding, ding, ding. Give the man a Cupid doll. Cupid? I don't know. So I'm going to mix up a little of this. We're going to do part 1. Now this stuff's kind of thick. So you got to be quick on the fucking draw with it. When I become more successful, I'm going to buy these in gallon kits. And they sell it in a bottle that you can buy a pump for. And each pump is like, if I do 4 of one, I can do 4 of the other. And that'll make this so much fucking nicer. But for right now, I just got to be a fucking schlub. And just kind of use a scale. and make a fucking mess. So I'm going to try to do, I don't know. There we go. A little over 1.5 ounces of each. That's 164. You know, fuck it. Let's just go 2 ounces. 2 ounces. And this is why I put cellophane or plastic wrap underneath the fucking thing, because this scale would be trash after. Boom! Right on the fucking dot. Right on the fucking dot. Now, don't use the same popsicle stick on the other part. Because once they start touching each other, they're either going to cure or it's going to fuck up the whole bottle. So, what I like to do is I like to keep it aside. That's why I got the newspaper down. It's fine if the newspaper gets cloppy and gross. Just don't put it anywhere near where you're working. And before you close it up, clean up the thing. Smooth On's a huge company. I can't understand why they don't figure out how to make these fucking bottles easier to pour without creating such a mess. And it might be by design, so you fucking waste product. You know? And have to keep buying more. I hadn't even seen the movie. It was just a whack. I love that movie. That movie's so good. Are you kidding me? Robert Englund's in it, too. He plays a bad guy. Hello, hello. I didn't even see the movie. Okay, let's see. I was thinking Cadillac Man. You know, I don't think I've ever seen that movie. That's one of those movies from the 80s that was real popular. I never watched. All right, now I just teared the scale back to 0. I mean, it's really easy since I have 2 there to create it to 4 ounces. But I still like to be, you know, I don't know. This stuff's a little more runny. So you got to be really careful. So, right away, I just kind of stop the flow. Just do it. Just take your time. Take your time. This stuff's expensive. It was $40 fucking for these 2 bottles. $40 fucking. Now, what I just did there was stupid because there's the pink side is on there, but I'm just going to use this to mix the whole thing once it's together. All right. All right, we got just a little bit more to go. That might be too much. Fuck. Nope. Actually, that might be just enough. No, still a little shy. 181, 185. 194. 201, motherfucker. 2 ounces and 0.01 kilowatts. Gigahertz. 1.21 gigawatts. All right. And this is going to be the last brush I do of this stuff. So I'm going to put it away right away. Now the pot life on this, meaning the work time I have, I don't remember what it is. I want to say it's an hour. Pot life 20 minutes, cure time 6 hours. Which means I have 20 minutes to mix it together and get it on whatever the fuck it needs to go on. And if I don't do it by then, I am SOL. So now I'm going to use these popsicle sticks. Really should just use brand new ones, unused, but you know what? Whatever. So let me turn my scale off. And I'm going to throw this away now because I'm not going to need it anymore. Put that in here. And I'll put the scale over here to get it ready to... And you know what that scale is good for too? My ball python. Every now and again, you got to check their weight. And that does, you know, ounces, grams. I don't think it does pounds. I don't know. Maybe it does. It's a small scale. But it came with a bowl. And every now and again, I can get my ball python to ball up enough to go in the thing. because he does not like to eat during the winter. So I got to keep an eye on his weight to make sure he's still healthy. They can go like a year or so without eating. It's fucking insane. I had a ball python that didn't eat for a year and a half. He was healthy. He was fine. I even brought him to the vet at one point. I was just like, look, he just fucking won't eat. Ball pythons are like, and please don't get offended by this, but they're like temperamental women. You do something, it just pisses them off. There was one time he went to strike at a piece of food I had dangling in front of him, and he missed it, and he hit the fucking side of the tank, and then said, fuck you. It was my fault that he didn't fucking hit it, So then he decided that I'm not going to eat it now. And he looked at me with judgmental fucking snake eyes. I could possibly use... Okay, see, I was saying Cadillac Mag. You could possibly use that to rip out nose hairs. Oh, my God. Fuck that noise. I have gotten some on my skin, and it's cured. At that point, you just take a razor, like an actual razor, and you just kind of, have a bald patch. But yeah, good point, Howard. Back from this says, doing schoolwork for one of my classes towards getting my bachelor's degree. Right on, man. Best of luck with that. And I don't mean that negatively. Looking forward to going back to Boston in a couple of weeks for PAX East. You know what? I don't know. Maybe I'll pop in there if Atari's there. Is Atari going to have a booth? I'll go up there and be like, you know what? I changed my fucking name on YouTube because of you cunts. I have no problem doing that. They're in my fucking territory. I had to change my name because of you fucking pricks. Fucking assholes. I championed the Atari name for over a decade. My whole life. Look where I am now. I'm right where I need to be. So, this stuff's called Thivex. I don't know what those words mean, and I don't give a shit. What I do know is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 drops is a little extreme, but I want this batch really thick. And what this is going to do is it's going to take this consistency and turn it, instead of like a pouring thing, into more of a brush on. Think of it like frosting. So I'm going to put this away. Put it in the box. Just happens to fit between the two bottles there. Now I got to mix that into the batch. Technically, you're supposed to, whenever you're mixing silicone or liquid plastic resin, whatever you want to, use, part B should be what you put your additive, whether it be a color tint or a chemical like this, a thickening agent. It works just fine doing this, but if you do it like this and you fuck your product up, that's not on me. I'm telling you the right way to do it. Always read the paperwork that comes with your chemicals. Everything that's smooth on cells comes with what they call, well, if you've ever had a fucking job in the States, you know what a material safety data sheet is, or I guess it's just called a safety data sheet now. Yeah, see, it's already starting to thicken up. It's already getting, oh, you can't see. It's already starting to get thick. So, I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I'll bring the product itself back into the fold. Get it. There we go. Have a sip of my coffee. Let's see. Oh, yeah, measuring the E ratio by weight. Yeah, I mean, I could have done it by 2 cups and then kind of just eyeballed the level. As long as the 2 cups are the same style cup. Same size and everything. Doesn't work if you use one big cup, one little cup. Doing schoolwork for going to PAX East. Dude, that's so awesome that you're getting your bachelor's, man. I'm fucking all for it, man. Best of luck with that, Hopefully it's not stressing you out too much. Back from that says, was cool they added Marty, Doc, and the DeLorean skins for the Fortnite. Oh, that's cool. I don't know shit about Fortnite, but I like DeLoreans. I like Doc. And I like Marty. Oh, that reminds me how it says. Bought me a Sega Genesis, like a legit old school one. That's awesome, dude. Greatest console of all time. Fuck everyone's feelings on that one. So, I want to focus. See this little holes there? They call that porosity. Not necessarily in this case. Think about it more in welding, just like little pinholes and stuff. But, oh, fuck me running. Fuck! I'm going to have to mix up a tiny batch later on. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Yes, you can. Underneath here, right here, is an undercut. And there's a spot where you can still kind of see what we're molding. So, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see this. I'm literally just going to slam it in there. Bam! Bam-a-lamb, oh, blackbird, bam-a-lamb. Like Betty goes, my, bam-a-lamb, damn child gone wild. And when I remove all this is foam board, and this is coroplast, basically plastic corrugated. You see it on the sides, signs on the side of the road. We buy houses, that kind of plastic. All right, let me just get this into this. There's a few little places that could create a problem. And now I'm just going to literally just find spots I want to put more silicone on and just brush it on. Just brush it on. It's like a cake. I'm going to say the word cake a lot because I'm a filthy cake eater. There we go. And you know what's great about this fucking mold? Is I don't have to create what we call registration marks. Earlier I was talking about chopping up pieces of silicone. You can actually take that and glue pieces on, and what happens is that creates a key for the jacket to go in perfectly every time. That way, again, the mold doesn't like bend or anything while you're working with it. It sits in the jacket, you know, the rigid jacket, perfectly because there's a bump here that does not have the same shape as this bump or this one. Sometimes people will just do like bumps in a row, like an alligator thing. When you make a mold, sometimes when you, what they call clay it up, people will use like nuts and bolts all the way around it. And that way, when you do two-part silicones, it'll key together perfectly. I don't have to do that with this one as much because, again, it's going to have that jacket mold. But now I'm just basically doing touch-ups. I'm just doing touch-ups right now. But bam-a-lamb. I guess I needed it less. You know what? You should probably be able to see what I'm doing. This is the door. See how flat? Can you tell how flat this part is compared? This is where the door is going to be. And you see why I put that a wall there that's about, I'd say, 3/16 deep. Okay, we're going to do this over here. I'm just looking for holes. And I'm just trying to not smooth it out, but make it as much as level as I can. Obviously, this isn't going to be fucking smooth. This will never be smooth. I will, though. I'm smooth. Uh-oh. I hear a child. What's up, kid? What are you doing? No?
Do you know when the missus is getting home?
I don't. It's my understanding that they did the boba tea thing and then they go in the North Shore Mall.
To try prom dresses.
Oh, prom dress. I was going to say to spend more fucking needless money, but prom
Yep.
dress, no, prom dress is important.
Oh, hell no.
As long as it fucking stays on. Swear to God, I'll be outside that fucking hotel room with a baseball bat. Be like, oh, you got a bat inside there? I got a bat outside here. Better be respectful of my ladies. Keep them fucking honest.
So, which friends are here today?
Let's see. Let me see.
Like, is it like your normal crew?
Atari Creep people, yeah.
Okay.
Or
Hi,
Retro
friends.
Creep. A television gamer was in here earlier. Right now, I think we have my buddy Howard Allen. We have Back from the Dead, who's going to be at PAX East in a week or two, whenever the fuck that is. Maybe we'll go in town and do that. It's a video game convention. It's basically like a trade show. So, like, you can go see your favorite, like in my case, like, say, Atari. We'll have a booth, and they'll be showing some of the new stuff they'll be doing in games, and there'll be Q&A. You know, it's one of those stupid things.
It's like,
My buddy from
VidCon,
Australia,
but
Violation
for-
Entertainment.
How are they still up?
I know. When I used to do the streams at 1 o'clock, he's like, yeah, it's 4 in the morning here, or whatever it was. I'm like, what the fuck? I like YouTube channels too, but...
By golly, you're wrecking your sleep?
That's where my gratitude comes from, though. You know? Well, these folks literally give me their time when I'm doing stupid shit like this and ignoring them to talk to you. And I didn't mean that condescendingly. But they continue to return for some reason. So.
To watch the how many teeth do you have?
How many what?
Teeth do you have?
How many?
Teethies.
I have fucking like 2 teeth left.
On top.
This fat, toothless fuck. No, I got a handful still. It's just a lot of the top ones are falling out because of bad genetics. My mommy had dentures by the time she was 30.
You're 51?
Yeah,
Yes.
I lucked out. It took a little while to lose them all, and now I just gotta wait a little bit longer to get them fixed. Yep, not too much longer though. Every time I see a dentist, which is not as often as I wished, they're like, "Okay, well, we gotta keep an eye on it. When the last ones come out, then we'll start talking." So what I'm doing here is I'm putting it.
Knock them out for you?
What?
Do you want me to knock them
No, but I would like to finish saying what I was going to say in the camera. I mean, I love you, and I don't mind talking to you, but I just went back to this.
My tummy hurts.
Well, go have your tummy hurt in another room.
Do you know if Mom's getting Tums?
I don't know what Mom's getting. Do you not have a fucking cell phone? You know as much as I know right now. In fact, you knew more than I knew. I didn't know why they were going to the mall. You did. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm giving the base a little bit, and I'm brushing it upward so it doesn't come down and pool in this little wall over here. Violation says I'm usually up around midnight, but don't worry, I love garlic. Hold on.
Do you like Vegemite?
Do you get that joke? Oh fuck! I hate this generation.
Vampire.
Yes.
It took my brain a sec.
Yes.
I wonder if your friend likes Vegemite.
Oh my God.
That's the only. Well, I know about dangerous animals and the Vegemite. That's all I know.
I'm sure you can hear that, Violation. The only thing I guess my daughter knows about your nation is Vegemite and dangerous animals.
And that you guys have a really famous beach, Bondi.
Okay.
Bondi Beach. Because there was a TV show made about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I don't know. Is it insensitive to talk about cliches? I know if they were maybe a person. I'll leave that alone. I was going to start talking about like food choices in certain groups of individuals and ethnicities and stuff like that. So, but seriously, let me get back to this, please.
My apologies. Sorry, friend.
All right.
I love you.
I love you.
Goodbye.
Now go love me somewhere else.
Huh?
I said I love you so much. You are my world, my sunshine.
Are we still going shopping?
What does "at least I'm going shopping" mean?
Are we
You guys don't even know how to use that phrase "at
Are we
least."
at least going shopping?
There has to be like a negative before the "at least." Like think of it like a silver lining. They'll say stuff like, "Well, at least my cup is full," but there'll be nothing before it to say, I don't have food. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. But this one here has been trying to use "no shit Sherlock" for fucking years, and she still has yet to use it properly once.
No, I've used them. I did it once.
Think of the dude swearing in iRobot. He's like, "Stop swearing. You're not good at it."
You sugar plum fairy.
You're a sugar plum fairy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're also an Oompa Loompa.
Really?
It's because of your size. You're little.
Excuse you.
Excuse me, what? I just stated a fact. You're short. Can you deny that fact?
I am 5 foot. And
You're 5 foot
half an
nothing.
inch.
You're 5 foot. I should never have invited you back in here. I want to talk to my buddies. I don't get to talk to them anymore because I'm employed.
Fortunately, unfortunately.
No, very fortunately. I am grateful for it. Are you kidding me? I complain about the hours and how much I'm sore when I get home, but I'm fucking grateful for it. What are you talking about? But, all right, seriously, go find something to do, okay? I'll be done soon. All right?
Do you mind if I watch TV
No.
low?
No. You can do it in my bedroom.
Okay.
You can do it in my bedroom. My computer will pick it up.
Okay.
How many times I got to fucking tell you these stupid things?
524,600.
Get out of my room!
Yeah, it truly made me jump.
I wish the camera was on her. She's all...
I have to have my doll.
I know you do. All right, seriously. No more distraction. Go away. I love you. But fuck off.
Okay,
Bye-bye. All right, that's it. Whee! So, I'm going to let that firm up for a couple of hours, and tonight, when you're not on here anymore, I'm going to put the jacket mold on it, and then tomorrow, it will be dry, and it's literally plaster bandages. You dip it in a little bit of water, you lay it on there, you tap it with a paper towel to make sure it's not too wet. And that's it. I just hope, because when I put this... Why did I take it away? When I put this on this base, if you will, I put a thing underneath it so that there would be like a 1/4 of an inch of lip underneath it, meaning height-wise, and it's about an inch deep in. And I want the silicone to get underneath it so there is a lip for me to, so you got to think about things like that when you're making a mold. Depending on how you're going to pour your plastic, in this case, like I said, it's going to be a slush job. So I have about an inch of wall on the bottom to kind of hopefully catch it. But like I said, if you have it like this, right? Hold on. If you have it like this and you put a little bit of the plastic here and then you flip it all the way around, that stuff's going to start dripping down and it's going to go somewhere. And more times than not, it's going to go on you or your floor or your clothes. I don't know. So you just got to be careful. But I think that's it. I think I'm finally done with this mold. This mold could have been done 3 weeks ago. I just kind of let my depression kick in, and plus the job this past week. I talked about this all week long to people. I talked about it all week long. They're like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. And they were like, fuck yeah. And I was like, fuck yeah. And that's that. Guys, excuse me 1 second. I have a little of this on my hand. I'm gonna take some Dawn dish soap or whatever we have, rub it, and clean it. I will be right back. Please don't go anywhere. Let me read this. Let's see. I'm usually around midnight. Okay. Love astronomy. Not a fan of skin cancer. Shit. You're not here to get your answer. Another beautiful Krang. Requires... What? Oh, Vegemite. It's pretty good. It requires cheap white bread and ample butter. I can't say I've ever had Vegemite. I know it's a plant-based spread, right? Type in what it is in the comments. I wonder if it's... I'm sure we could get it here in the States. If we can get that falafel shit, which, by the way, is yummy. And I'm pretty sure Vegemite is an option around here, too. All right, I'm back. Back in the saddle again. Yeah, I was going to see if maybe you couldn't fucking bang off some of those dishes. Maybe do something nice for your mom. Because she said she was going to do them today, but no one's done them. And I would like for you girls to be a little bit more involved. Especially now that I'm not home all day to be Mr. Mom. And the, the domesticated homemaker, if you will.
You still have friends?
I'm sorry?
Are your friends still there?
Yeah, they're still here.
Hi, friends.
Vegemite I have tried, and I have to say I like it.
Do it.
No, this is a guy named Howard. He's here in the States.
Oh, sorry.
Salty black beans, basically. Oh, okay. I like beans. It's a magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. It's not really a fruit. Hope you know that.
The magical veg.
Can you go do what?
The magical veg.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so this is already dry. This one right here is already dry. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to hit this with a clear. Actually, you know what? While we're still here, I'm going to hit it with one. Oh, that part is still a little wet. Fuck me. All right. I'm literally tapping it back into place. All right, I made this a little too thick, so that's still hot. Or wet. So I am not going to. I was going to say we're going to just do a quick Mod Podge on it. But nope. No, we are not. All right, I'm just going to leave this here. I'll clean up more after we are done with this. But I do want to sign off for now. Because we've been on together for how long now? 2 hours and 13. 2:13 is one of my favorite numbers. It's just a cool sounding number. It actually has a meaning, but I don't give a shit about that meaning. In fact, it's a piece of shit meaning. But there's something cool about the number 213. I don't know. But we've been together for 2 hours and now 14 minutes. And I can't express my gratitude enough that you guys would even hang out while doing silly things like this. Listen to me and my daughter bitch at each other. I know to some people it may seem harsh or whatever. It's all in fun. It's all in fun. We know when I'm serious, and they know, and I know when they're serious. And I would never be genuinely abusive to them. Because they are my world, they are my all. What the fuck did I just do with the computer? Oh no. I hope you guys are still there. Okay, there we go. Holy hell. But with all that, you guys want to watch me clean it up? Hold on. That's the great thing about taping down paper. I still have some of those granulates from the thing, so make sure it stays on the paper and you fold the paper over. I have it taped down to the table, which is blue painter's tape. It's good stuff. Owen Lars Tatooine Homestead. Yeah, that's the idea. It's a, I'm calling it a sci-fi desert hut or something like that. But I don't know if you noticed, it also has kind of a Hall of Justice vibe to it. But it's got the texture now, so no longer. What the hell?
I tried something new. Do you like it?
Tried what?
I tried something new. Do you like it?
I don't know. What is it? What are you talking about? See, that's another thing this kid's really good at. Not giving me what it is I'm supposed to be knowing about. What did you try new? You're supposed to say, hey, I tried making this differently. Did you like it? Or what?
The way I put my hair up.
Yeah, it looks cute. Why the fuck are you telling me about it right now, though? It looks awesome. Go do something productive.
Okay, I'll go take a shit.
Oh! That was a little much. That was a little much. That was kind of embarrassing to listen to. No, the reason she said that is because sometimes when I'm frustrated with them, and I'm like, go find something to do, and they're like, we don't have anything to do. I'll say, go try to take a shit or something. When's your birthday again? May?
Huh?
May?
In about 2 months.
Yeah, they're going to be 18 in a couple months, so they're going to be 18. They can handle a little bit of shit talk. Well, actually, not really. This generation doesn't know what shit talk is. But, all right, seriously, be gone. I'm going to actually get mad here in a minute. There we go. That's what my dining room table looks like, because this is where I do all my work. This right here, see how, that's because of me. I spend most of my day right here. I'm not creating something. I'm eating here. If I'm not eating here, I'm watching videos here. If I'm not watching videos here, I'm making videos here. Oh shit, some of the granulation got underneath the computer. Sorry I had to move you. Let me grab my brush again. You know what, we'll just use this one. And I will put this. Yeah, I don't need the actual broom brush. The broom brush. Let's make sure that's all taken care of before I put that down. I got my little rubbish can right here. I'm sorry, for you folks that don't live in New England, my trash can. My trash can. Man, when I moved to Arizona, it was so hard to communicate with people. Like, there's like little nuances to the New England language. Like rubbish can instead of trash can, or we call the shopping carts carriages. We call them carriages, and I think a lot of that may trickle over from, say, like, you know, the English and stuff like that. I'm really excited, guys. This is fucking rad. I can't wait to pop out the first of this hide, the pink one, the sherbet. I can't wait to pop out the... I almost forget what the fucking thing underneath it looks like. But it has a lot of this on it. It has skulls. And I actually went outside and had one of the kids... Actually, one of the kids went out and got me a bunch of little jagged rocks from the park next door. We got a park next door and it has a big granite thing that kids like to play on. But, of course, there's busted pieces around. They brought me a big cup full of it. So there's little hunks of that in there. It started off as a foam quarter dome. I cut a little hole in it, put a thing behind it, and then worked from there. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. This is going to be fun, man. This is going to be absolutely fun. So, coming back to all of this, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to do this while I prepare this guy right here for its future. And I just can't say thank you enough to each and every one of you for hanging out with me, especially for 2.5 almost hours. Don't forget, between now and October the 25th, you could win this brand new, unopened, sealed Playdate game console with a crank for as little as $10. All you have to do is donate to the Alzheimer's Association using my link down below. The money goes directly to them. I don't see a dime of it. I just see it on my little, you know what, let's have a look at it and see where we're at today. I haven't even, that's a lie. I did look at it a little bit earlier. Participation Center. View my page. Make it so that you guys can see it. Bam, there we go. You know, it's not hard. You know, you got a donate button here, you got one down here, you got one over here. So no matter where you are on the page, you can figure it out. And so far, we have $230 of my $2,600 goal. And I'm telling you guys, that's fucking amazing. Shouldn't even have that much yet, because I haven't really pushed it too much. But we got Bears Fan Guma at $60, the Intelligent Gamer at $50, and Anonymous was $120. We'll leave them be. I know who it is, and we have spoken since. But when you click on that link, you should arrive to this page. If you don't, please let me know. Sometimes the links can be a little bit of goofiness. And that's all there is to it. I mean, you have to live in the States, unfortunately, or be willing to pay the shipping. I just don't have the money for stuff like that. I'm pointing at the webcam, like the webcam's even on. But everyone I've known that's had one of these have had fun with it. It's a $250 value. That's how much they're selling them for right now. And all you have to do is donate $10 or more between now and the walk. And after the walk's over, we'll do the big kickoff video at the end. I will give my accolades. And if you guys help me break my goal, we'll do something fun. 1 year we did the Pocky One Chip Challenge. I did that live because you guys smashed my goal. Smashed it. I think my goal was like $1,000 then. And we got over 2,000. 2,000. So I know it's fucking possible. And I haven't really pushed it the past couple of years. Because I know every year it can get grueling. Like, fuck, I just donated like a year ago. I don't have that much money, Chris. And I get it. I get it. But if you can't donate, that's awesome. Don't worry about it. But it would mean a lot to me if you could share the link with your friends and your family on your social media. I can't tell you how many donations I've gotten, generous donations I've gotten from friends and family of folks who've just shared the link, you know. I've reached out to them saying, hey, you're going to be part of the giveaway? And they're like, oh, no, this person shared the link and maybe they know who you are. And I just felt it was a good cause or that has affected me somehow. Plug the webcam. And it would mean the world to me. It would mean the world to me to at least make the $2,600 goal. Ooh, got another sponsor video coming up this week. Video game dust sleeves. Excuse me, my brain just fucking went blank for a second. We'll be doing a video about that here pretty soon. And once I start thinking about it, what I'll do is I'm going to put all my sponsors' links down below. And they'll be in every video. And if you support them, you're supporting me. If you purchase something from Video Game Dust Sleeves, and even if it's not for the walk, you're still supporting them, which helps them support me. I would prefer you got the walk stuff, but obviously I can't be that greedy. I like helping out people too. But guys, wherever in the world you are, I hope you're doing well. Let me read the last few. There's Vegemite and blah, blah, blah. Some people prefer whatever the fuck that is. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Violation says, when someone burns something in the kitchen, I always say, Uncle Owen, Aunt Baru. That's fucked up. That's funny. You know what? Think about it. It was a kid's movie. That was pretty brutal to show a kid. I mean, 77, I was 2 years old, so I didn't really get to experience the original Star Wars proper, but I absolutely did The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. But that's fucking pretty brutal to show a little kid. Shows that we weren't pussies, or maybe we're all fucked up because of it. And the last comment I will read today is Bacon, back from the dead. I miss being a teenager. I could eat anything, and I wouldn't have to worry about taking a crap. Now my doctor puts me on Miralax to help keep things moving. Perfect. Perfect. Guys, wherever in the world you are, I genuinely hope you're doing well. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, take care. Say it with me, guys. Creep it real. And bye-bye. I'm going to look into maybe coming out to PAX East. And if you see me back from the dead, please approach me cautiously. Because I'm always on red alert out in the public. I did used to work in prison, so every now and again I got to keep that in mind. I have bumped into inmates at like the state fair and shit like that. So, but either way, guys, I appreciate you too, man. I guess I just lied. I appreciate you too, guys. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me this afternoon. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Maybe we'll come back tomorrow. I'm going to try to plan that live watch party for Jason Lives for members only. I just need to figure out who's going to be where at what time in my home so I can have some time to do it myself. And I will definitely announce that tonight. And hopefully you guys will have enough time to get set up to watch the movie alongside with me. So guys, enjoy the rest of your evening.